Now, hello everyone. So today I'd like to show you, because I'm getting hungry, I've been working on this bed, I'm going to show you how to make a wild soup. It's basically a variation on nettle soup, but I'm going to show you some other plants that you can put into it to make it even more tasty and even more nutritious. But I'll just tell you what I've been doing here. So this bed was inundated with weeds, and I always like to top the beds up with fresh layers of cardboard and manure and whatever. So I decided the easiest thing to do would be just skim off the top. So that's what I've done, and that's gone to another place where we need to build up the land. So here I've hoed it, I've put down cardboard, I've put down stable manure, I've put down some sheep's wool, I've put down more manure, and I'm going to top it off now with some homemade compost. And I have a greenhouse full of things that are ready to come in here. So I've got my obelisk here that I made last year, and that's going to be for the beans. But before I do any more, I'm going to collect the nettles and the other wild foods. So let me show you what I can find. So I'll take some nettles, just get the tops. I don't want any buttercup, because the buttercup can burn the mouth and the tongue. I will put in some cleavers. I'm going to put in a little bit of horsetail as well, because horsetail will boil down and it makes a nice it's very good for the bones, the skin, the hair, the teeth. Just chuck those little roots out from the cleavers. So taking your nettles is good, because it will generate another crop. They will come back in a second or third flush, and you get more bucks for your money then. So I've taken some from here, and I've got the few bits of cleavers that are hanging around. Very good for cleansing the lymph. All of these are weeds. All of them are regarded as a nuisance. All of them are full of nourishment or medicinal benefits. I don't want too much horsetail, because as it gets older, it can become quite hard on the system. You just want it when it's very young and fresh. You want to collect the cleavers before it goes into flower, ideally. So let's just see if I can get some more nettles out of here. There's a bit. Oh my God, the smell of the hawthorn is amazing. Oh, it takes me back to my childhood, when you're running around mad in the springtime and you're in the countryside and you're going swimming in rivers. Oh, I just love it. Some people don't like the smell of hawthorn. I don't get that. I just think it's beautiful. And look, it's in flower here. I'll have to collect some of those flowers for medicine. So in the meantime today, I'm just focusing on these nettles. Okay. So now I'm going to get some silverweed from the front of the house. Here's some silverweed. It's absolutely packed full of vitamin C. So while this basket of food so far gathered is absolutely nutritious and full of goodness, I want to make it even more tasty. So I'm going to go down here and get some 3 cornered leeks, and then I'm going to go around the other side of the house and get some wild garlic. Come on, I'll show you the difference. So here we've got the 3 cornered leeks, and just there we've got some wild garlic or ransoms. We can eat the flowers and the stem. That is so delicious. It's like a really fresh, juicy scallion, a spring onion. Lovely. So a 3 cornered leek, the stem literally has 3 corners, you can feel it. And it's got these little buds, a little bit like snowdrops, and that's it open. They're just like little snowdrops. Very reminiscent anyway. But the garlic is different. So this is the wild garlic, or what we call ransoms, and you can see the difference. Little star-like flowers. I'll just give this a taste. It's much more garlicky. Very. Actually, it's quite oniony. So the Three Cornered Leek has a grass-like blade, and the wild garlic has a larger leaf which is lance-shaped. And this is edible as well. So I'm going to take some of the leaves here, some of the flower heads, not all of them because I'd like this to spread everywhere else. What an abundance, what excitement to find this here, because I have it elsewhere and that's where I was going to go, and then I just spotted it. So let's get going with this. Okay. Over here you can see a lot more of the Three Cornered Leek, so I'm going to get a big handful of those. So now I'm going to leave this into the house. We're going to cycle down to the shore and we're going to get Lol's favourite, the pièce de la résistance, some sea spinach. Sea spinach over there, lots of dandelions to let loose. Hey! So this is wild sea spinach, wild sea beet. It's a relative of ordinary beetroot, chard and spinach, but it's much tougher and more waxy on the leaves because obviously it's on the coast, so it has to resist the sea air, the sea spray, the saltiness. So it's very, very, very tasty because of that. So look, you can see how similar the leaf is to beetroot and chard and spinach leaves. It's all in the same family. So there's a lovely little handful for a bowl of soup. And I'm just noticing we've got loads of silverweed here and also some sea chamomile. Everywhere you look there's a plant that's of benefit and service to mankind. So that's why we have to look after them all and protect them and stop the spraying. Because, you know, think about it, if something will kill something, it's not going to have a good effect on other things. So you may zap a fly with some fly spray in the house, but all the particles in that aerosol are drifting in the air that you are then inhaling. It may not kill you as quick as the fly, but it will have a deleterious effect on you. And it's the same when you're spraying and killing plants. It might not kill you as quickly, but all these little drip feeds of poison into our system add up. So there's no point, I don't think, in adding to the load, to that toxic load on the body. So I'd better get this home and make a lovely, nourishing, tasty wild soup. So if you come with me, I'll show you how I do it. Come on dogs, Jazz! Come on Brock! Okay, so we're back in the kitchen and I've got all the herbs arrayed here on the chopping board, ready to chop. I've washed the sea spinach because it didn't come from my own garden, it came from up the road. All the herbs and plants from my garden I know they're clean, and I only pick from pristine places anyway, and so I don't wash those because I don't want to lose any flavours or any goodness from them. But I've washed the sea spinach just because it was found elsewhere. I've also been out and picked a few herbs, some marjoram and oregano, and I have a few potatoes here. And so what I'm going to do is just chop this all up and saute it, and then put the stock in and make a soup. First of all, I'm going to take the stalks from the nettles because they're just too fibrous to eat. I'm just going to throw my garden herbs in. And something I really love to add to any vegetables when I'm cooking them is a little bit of grated nutmeg. There we are. I'm just going to blend this soup. Outside the weather is getting kind of stormy and grey. The rain is threatening. We're promised rain for tomorrow. So this soup is the perfect thing because it's going to be fresh and vibrant and full of vitality, but lovely and warming and homely as well, to help us settle in on this grey, cold night. This is a kind of soup, if you were camping, you could just go and gather a few handfuls of greens and, you know, make your soup. Quick and easy. You wouldn't be able to blend it if you were camping, but it would still be easy enough to make. And thinking about camping, I forgot to mention I've been invited to a very special festival which is in Westmeath in July, 2nd of July. It's the yoga picnic. And I've been invited to give a talk about herbs and do a herb walk with people. So if you're planning to do something nice around that weekend, the 2nd of July, or if you're visiting Ireland, go to the Yoga Picnic website. All the information will be below in the box under this film, and the recipe for the soup will be there as well. But the Yoga Picnic information will be there, and a special code, because if you use the code, I think you get a discount, but I must check that for next time. But yeah, check it out. It looks like a wonderful day. There's all sorts of different types of yoga, all kinds of talks about health and well-being. There's music, there's crafting. It just sounds like a really wonderful day to be had by all the family. But I know the tickets are selling, so if you decide you'd like to go, get a move on. Get into the box below and get the code. So I'm going to enjoy my soup, and I've got a glass of wine. I'm celebrating over 100,000 subscribers, and about to tuck into some lovely homemade bread, and I will see you next week. Have a great week. I hope you enjoyed today's film. If you did, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And have a look at the website, danusirishherbgarden.com, for more information about us and about the herbal medicine courses I offer and the Wise Woman Way training. And if you go to the shop, you can find the books, the weed handbooks and other herbal goodies. And remember, we put a new film out every Sunday. So looking forward to seeing you next week.